Mayambo is a stretch of sparse woodland spread across the southern reaches of Africa, a landscape that keeps nothing for long. Here, trees rise again from the memory of ash. The soil splits open under the weight of the sun, only to soften when the monsoon winds return. Every creature that crosses this land does so by instinct, leaving faint signatures in the dust, claw marks, broken grass, the echo of breath. Beneath the low canopy, brittle branches snap at irregular intervals. Energy flows through this place, without direction, circulating endlessly. Yesterday's predator becomes today's prey. Even the strongest pack holds ground only for a moment. This is not a land of ownership, but of survival. A fragmented zone where every movement carries a risk. A kill may not stay with its hunter. The most enduring species learn when to stop, when to yield dot from the scorched earth to the tangle of dry roots. Each creature leaves behind a trace, a stalk, a retreat, a shadow slipping across bare ground. Lions, hyenas, wild dogs, leopards, vervet monkeys, rock pythons, warthogs, vultures, eagles, they do not arrive together, but each reshapes this space in turn. They mark it not through conquest, but through scent, through sound. Through presence.first light, the first light of day drifts across the plains, sliding through the haze of dust that still hangs above cracked soil. Dry winds push the heat downward, painting the land in shades of gray and gold. Along the scorched border, fragile green shoots begin to emerge, new life rooted in old burned scars. The ground still bears the dark memory of past fires, the marks deeper where the flames once lingered, fading as they reach the thorn brush. Slowly, Miambo opens itself again, a landscape reborn, yet unable to hide its old wounds. From a gentle rise, Zubri, the lion, descends. His paws press deep into the softened earth, leaving imprints that mirror his weight and purpose. Behind him, the lionesses move in an uneven line, close enough to remain in sight. In the middle, the cubs stay low within the adults' shadows, turning their faces toward the wind. No call is given, no signal needed. They all know the direction, toward the old hunting ground. A long fracture runs across the plain, splitting it in two. One side still lies under layers of ash, barren and raw. The other, streaked with faint green, shows the first signs of becoming a new corridor of life. Sunlight reveals fading paw marks, evidence of past retreats, still visible beneath the dust. Zubri pauses at the edge of the light. He lowers his head, drawing in the scent carried by the wind, the faint trace of an old kill. The pride shifts subtly, circling around shallow hollows where rainwater once gathered before vanishing into the heat. The zebras have gone. The antelope have moved on. The hunting ground lies open, but empty dot in the dirt. The signs of conflict remain, deep drag marks, scattered and branching like veins through the dust. Zubri moves toward them. No carcass remains, only bones half buried and dark stains soaking into the earth. From the opposite edge of the plain, a pack of hyenas emerges. They advance in an arc, slipping from the thorn brush into open land. The air still smells of blood.zubr. I holds the front. The lead lioness adjusts her course, moving to face the wind. The hyenas keep coming, slow, deliberate, keeping the perfect distance. Close enough to threaten, far enough to survive. Zubri doesn't move. His stillness is an act of dominance. Then, one lioness slips into a shallow crack beside him, the faint sound of stones shifting beneath her weight. It's enough. The hyenas hesitate, spreading out. Zubri flicks his head, a single precise signal. There is no roar, no charge, only a silent withdrawal. The pride turns in unison and fades into the thick thorn bush, leaving the ground and the blood to those who claimed it first. Deeper in the scrub, Zubri leads the pride across a dry channel where once the scent of rain had risen from the soil. The wind changes again. The smell of freshly turned dirt suggests warthogs had been digging here, perhaps searching for water. Cubri does not pause. He knows this land, how it gives and how it takes. He moves on. The edge of control behind them. The outer zone falls silent. The hyenas do not follow. They don't need to attack to dominate, only to hold the ground marked by the scent of old meat. That alone is enough to block the lion's return. Zubri has not lost the encounter. He has not claimed a kill, yet he has avoided a greater loss. A faint red streak remains on the right flank of the pride, a shallow mark, not spreading, a quiet reminder of contact. No blood has been drawn. No victory declared. The tension between species remains, suspended, unbroken. When the pride vanishes into the thick scrub, the ground begins to cool again. The dust settles. The hyenas reclaim the space, circling the remnants, feeding not only on what remains of flesh, but on dominance itself. Zubri does not destroy the hyenas, nor drive them off. Yet his presence alone alters the balance. When lions move on, the pressure shifts to the weaker animals. The hyenas may hold what was left behind, but they cannot gain what lions carve by force. Zubri is an anchor, not because of the territory he occupies, but because the void he leaves forces the entire chain of hunters to realign. The ecology of Mayambo's Edge is never fixed by borders or ownership. It turns around transient centers of power, brief moments of balance that define the rhythm of survival. Zubri is one of those moments. As long as he moves, every boundary around him remains uncertain. The leopard cross a stretch of scorched earth, still veiled in ash. A leopard moves. A thin layer of dust clings to its coat, storing the heat that rises from the ground. Each step lands without sound. No twig breaks, no grass stirs. The air itself seems to hold its breath. Ahead, a small antelope grazes alone, separated from its herd. It lowers its head to feed among patches of tender green, unaware of the silent shadow that watches from the rocks above. From a higher ridge, the leopard, Caro, pauses. The wind shifts, carrying the faint scent of prey. No vultures circle overhead. No other predator has yet marked this place. Caro begins to move, closing the distance in short, controlled bursts. Her body remains low, her tail straight and balanced. Her golden eyes never leave the antelope. When the moment comes, she erupts forward. A blur of muscle and dust. Charred grass scatters like sparks. The antelope turns too late. The leopard's claws find flesh, dragging it down with a sound like dry wood snapping. Both bodies hit the ground. The leopard clamps her jaws around the antelope's throat. Her breath grows heavy. The struggle slows. Within seconds, silence returns. Caro releases her grip. Her ears swivel toward the open plain, scanning for danger. In the distance, wings slice the air. The first vulture. Its shadow spirals slowly over the ash field, tracing a dark ring above the kill. Within moments, more arrive, 2, then 3, settling on a dead tree nearby. Their eyes fixed on the feast below. Karo drags the carcass toward the fallen trunk, pressing her body close to conceal it. She begins to feed, the crack of bone echoing softly through the dry wind. Then, a sound. Behind her, something shifts. A single sharp crack, and then the low rhythm of approaching footsteps. Hyenas, at their shapes, emerge through the haze, gray and solid, moving without haste. Caro lifts her head. Her ears stand tall. Her muscles tighten like drawn wire. She does not flee. The hyenas fan out, one to the left, one at the center, another circling behind. The leopard growls once, low and warning. Her front claws dig into the ground, tail twitching in measured arcs. The hyenas pause, 3 pairs of eyes fixed on hers. The moment hangs, brittle and balanced, a silent war of patience beneath the fading African sun. No blows are exchanged. No teeth meet flesh. Only a long silence settles between hunter and scavenger. Above, the vultures stir again, wings beating against the thickening air. The scent of blood drifts wider now. Heavy and metallic dot, the leopard steps back, eyes locked on the hyenas. It drags the carcass with deliberate care, refusing to surrender it outright. Then, a sudden burst, the rear hyena lunges. The leopard springs aside, silent and controlled. No strike follows. No chase begins. Within moments, all 3 hyenas close in on the kill. By the time their jaws tear into the carcass, Caro has already moved clear. She doesn't flee far. From the fork of a nearby tree, she climbs to a low branch and watches. Below, the hyenas rip through the remains, their growls swallowed by the hum of flies. The vultures descend, edging closer each time a hyena turns away. No major clash unfolds, only a grim rhythm of feeding and waiting. The leopard stays still, a silent sentinel above the scene. Her golden eyes never leave the ground dot as the sun sinks lower. The light thins across the scorched plain. Shadows grow long and broken. One by one, the hyenas drift away, their bellies full, their power spent. They leave behind scraps of skin and bone. The vultures claim what remains. Caro waits until the clearing stills completely, until every sound but the wind disappears. Then she descends. Nothing of her kill survives. No flesh, no struggle, no trace of conflict. Only the faint shimmer of new grass. Pushing through the ash dot, she moves across it, her steps steady, her muscles loose. No wound marks her hide. The leopard does not rush. She never needs to. Every hunt she completes adjusts the balance of life around her. The weak, the slow, the careless, removed quietly from the cycle. The strong learn, adapt, and endure. The death of one antelope is not waste. It restores proportion, renews rhythm. Caro's retreat does not diminish her role. Those who feed after her simply finish what